Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, I'm like moving my hair and things, but welcome, welcome, welcome to you getting your life together this year. No matter what time of year you're doing this, no matter what time of year you're doing this, okay? Who in the building? Are you here, B? What's up? What's up? What's up? Who's here? Let me know who's here. Unless y'all don't have post notifications. Or I don't know. Y'all probably can't even type, right? Sorry, I have my drink. Y'all have y'all drinks. I'm not sure who's in the building yet, but I'm going to give this 2 minutes. And then I'm out. Two minutes, and then we're going to get started. No matter what, this is going to be recorded so you can catch the playback. So all my playback people, what up? Oh, hey, Charlotte. Oh, so we're definitely meeting after this. But I'm going to give it one more minute. I'm just going to roll. This is my first time doing a webinar. So let's do this. I have my slides, okay? I have my slides. If y'all don't know, my name is Nelly, okay? I own Closet Care. I started Closet Care almost 4 years ago. Started off as a clothing company, and it just didn't feel right in my system. And I was on a spiritual journey, and I just decided to start Closet Care in order to share everything I was learning with others. So that's how it got started. Basically, this webinar is basically going to be everything I've learned over time that has helped me in my spiritual journey. So without further ado, we're going to get started. And we're going to start with what is spirituality. Spirituality, the definition of it is of concerning the spirit as opposed to matter being physical world or whatever, and spirit being, of course, more spirit. Religious, divine, inspired. And also another thing that I found weird and or different was that it was a word derived by African American people. So us started the whole thing of spirituality. Get into it. And this is in the Oxford Dictionary, okay? I found that very much so weird. But, hey. Anyways, for me, spirituality are your purpose in life. I know a lot of people want to know what their purpose in life is. And your purpose in life is to get to know yourself over and over and over again, okay? It's helping you become more aware, more accountable, feeling more worthy, setting boundaries with people that you need to set boundaries with, becoming less egotistical, and then trying to find your version of self-love. So when people say, even with this webinar that we're doing, it's not about me telling you step by step what to do, because everything that I have done probably will not work for you. So it's all about getting to know yourself and growing within that. Also, healing. How do you know where to start? Where do I start? How do I know what's going on? I would suggest first pulling your birth chart. See what's going on with the map of your life. Your birth chart is basically just a map of your life and the things that tie to your life. So a birth chart consists of different houses, and there's a house for each thing in life. So there's a house for family, there's a house for money, there's a house for career, there's a house for love, what your love language is. There's a house for pretty much everything around life. Same as when you pull your numerology chart. I will pull my numerology chart next. It gives you a map of everything that's going on into your life. You might read it and be like, oh my God, I am like this. Oh my God, I didn't realize this about myself. Or, oh my God. So it just gives you more things about you that you probably didn't know before. Also, I would suggest doing a chakra check-in. We'll talk about chakras at the end of this, so I'll spare you now until we get to the chakra slide. Also, I will get a tarot reading. Definitely be careful with getting readings from just anybody. Vet your reader out, read their reviews, see about word of mouth. Don't just go to any old tarot reader. And the next thing I would do is get therapy. Therapy helps you point out things and gives you accountability and gives you somebody else you can talk to besides friends or family. So in conjunction to therapy, I would have my spiritual person as well. So my tarot reader, my therapist, and I'm also checking in with my birth chart. Your birth chart is also yearly, so you can pull what your sign entails for 2022. Next, the healing process. When you start healing, you're opening up a whole bunch of wounds. You're opening up things that you don't possibly want to open up, or you possibly don't want to think about, or you possibly just like, forget it, that ain't got nothing to do with me today. However, the healing is all about past life traumas for most African American women and men. It's about loving yourself more as well. So I would suggest reading a book, All About Love by Bell Hooks. It gives you all the vibes about all kinds of love. Love from your parents, the way you love your children, the way you love yourself, the way you love people in the world, the way you love community. It really, really helps with getting to know yourself and how you love. It even teaches you your love language. Also, healing also provides you with more courage to love yourself more, to not take things from other people that you have been taking before. Back to your mind. Your mindset rules your life. So whatever you're thinking about, okay, it's going to manifest into your life. And that's why I put the recommendation here to check out The Secret on Netflix, because it'll help you realize your thoughts and how that your thoughts manifest into your life. If you're hard on yourself, if you're talking down to yourself, if you're saying I can't do this, I can't do that, or they won't let me do this, they won't let me do that, that's all your mindset. Okay? So The Secret really helps you to get your thoughts more together so that you can have more of a peace of a mind. Okay? Your psychological state manifests in your real life. Period. Okay. Back to open up old wounds. You will be crying a lot more. You will be frustrated a lot more. And usually when people start their healing process and they realize that I'm crying more, I'm sad more, I'm not feeling happy, and you isn't all rainbows and sprinkles and sunshine and beautiful stars. And a lot of people tend to give up when they start feeling that way. For you guys, we're not going to give up. Okay? We're not going to give up. We're not going to give up. We're going to forgive ourselves for things we put ourselves in. We're going to cry it out. We're going to punch it out. Go to a kickboxing class. We're going to keep on going through the shadows of healing, in which we're going to talk about next. There will be homework assignments. And when I say homework assignments, it is journaling, it is meditating, it is breath work, it is yoga, it is whatever helps you heal for yourself, which goes back to you have to get to know yourself and you have to know what works for you, because all these things that I'm going to suggest might not work for you. So you have to find what works for you, and do not give up on your healing process just because it's hard, or just because you're feeling down, or just because you feel a little depressed. I know a lot of people have in their mind that when you start healing or you start getting into spirituality, that you're not going to be depressed. And that's actually not the case. You're going to be more depressed than anything for a while, until you finally start to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Be kind to yourself. Talk better to yourself. Just because something happened in the past, it does not hinder you for living in life. Life is very much a short period of time. Life is not forever. So in this lifetime, if you don't want to reincarnate, that's a whole nother story. Um, of coming back here and having to deal with the same mess. And when I say come back here, that means you pass, and then your new life, resurrection vibes. Come back, and now you have to learn the process of healing all over again because you didn't break the generational curse. Boom. Let's move on. When we start talking about healing and we start talking about spirituality, along with the sadness we just talked about, there comes things like meaningful coincidences. And when I say meaningful coincidences, is if you ever notice that you're in the right place at the right time, right? All of a sudden you're like, dang, if I wouldn't have did this or this or this or this, I wouldn't be in this position, right? I know y'all had that feeling before of, dang, I was at the right place at the right time. Next, we're going to talk about angel numbers. Brandy just posted, for me, I think my computer may still be on LA time. And right now, LA time is 4:44. Brandy just posted at 4:40 for me, because my computer probably still on LA time. So those are angel numbers, which let me know that who's ever here is here at the right place at the right time, and your spirit guides are trying to get you on a new wave because you're here. So for you, Brandy, or Brand, um, you type that at 4:40, which ends up to be 8, and then 8 is all about manifesting. So you're manifesting your new life right now. Okay. So, dreams. You might have dreams. All of a sudden, you're dreaming about things. And a lot of times, we don't tend to remember dreams. But if you're having dreams that you're remembering, this is like another sign that you're spiritually awakening. Okay. If things are happening, animals are sent to you. You may see a butterfly out of nowhere. You may see an owl out of nowhere. You may see a crow, or a cat all of a sudden comes by you, or something like that. So I believe in animal totem. If you ever saw a random animal come to you out of nowhere, I will look it up. Okay. And when you look it up, let's just say you saw a butterfly. One, there's a book that you can get, and then I'm going to recommend that book at the end. But let's just say you see a butterfly or something like that. I would Google butterfly totem, TOTEM, and it'll tell you why that butterfly decided to come into your life at that time. Okay. Next thing is vibes and gut feelings. I'm going to combine those together. Vibes, and you have a vibe about something and a gut feeling about something. Throughout my journey, I've learned, don't go against the grain of that vibe, of that journey. Do not go against the grain of when you got a gut feeling about something. Sometimes we have a gut feeling about something and we tend to brush it off. We tend to be like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, yeah, we go against the grain. Okay. You meet somebody and you know it don't feel right. You know there's something off with this person, but you're like, you know what? I'm gonna just try to get to know them more. I'm just gonna try to like force it. And you forced it, and then in the end you realize, dang, this person really was just like I thought the first time. Or you have a gut feeling about, let's say you said, I'm gonna go to the store at 5, and you have a gut feeling about, maybe I shouldn't go to the store right now. You just got a feeling, a vibe, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't go to the store. It's just weird. And then you get to the store and then it's getting robbed or something like that, right? So things like that. When I say go against the grain, that means you have a gut feeling about something, but you do the opposite of what you feel in your gut. What I've learned in my journey, your gut is right the first time. And if you feel it, don't go against the grain. Because sometimes it just gets you into a mix that you don't want to be into. Okay? All right, now this is going to be the hard part. We're going to talk about shadow work. Shadow work is all the sadness and all of the depression feelings, and it's all of the, I guess you can say, negative vibes, right? So shadow work is confronting all so-called demons you have buried away. It is the toxic side of you. It is the addict. It is the angry person. It is the depression. It is self-sabotaging. It is limiting beliefs. It is obsession. It is compulsive. It's lust. Let me stop there. Because sometimes when we're dealing with other opposite sex or same sex, lust tends to keep you there, and lust tends to get you in a little trouble. And that's because lust is a part of your shadow side. Greed is a part of your shadow side. Jealousy is a part of your shadow side. Fear is a part of your shadow side. Worrying is a part of your shadow side. Um, when I say all these things, you're gonna feel them, right? There's gonna be times where you feel a little jealous. There's gonna be times where you feel a little lusty. There's gonna be times where you feel a little greed. There's gonna be times where you have a little self-doubt. But the point is, do not stay there. Okay, do not stay into those emotions. Emotions come and go. Okay, they're very much so temporary. The problem is we get into a tizzy and we tend to become overly jealous, overly fearful, overly worrying about things. You are put here to live an abundant life. Okay, so there should be no worry, there should be no fear, there should be no jealousy, because your life is going to move the way it needs to move, especially when you start your spiritual journey. Everything that's for you will align up for you. And sometimes it doesn't happen at the time you want it. Okay, speaking to myself, but it happens. Okay, life, it starts happening. Life starts to look better. If you something didn't happen for you, that means it wasn't meant for you. Continue on the journey. Why should you do shadow work? Working with your shadow allows you to slowly deepen your many interior aspects of yourself and becoming loving and kind that in which you previously rejected. Eventually allowing you to become more compassionate with both yourself and others. When you work with the shadow, you begin to reclaim the projections you have put onto others. You look inward and begin to gently listen and heal all the aspects inside of yourself, and back to being, this is being about you. You can start pointing out things about yourself that you project onto others and start dialing it back a little bit. Okay, all right. A lot of times we go without addressing our shadow self and begin to project our feelings onto others. I'm saying that like 3 times. Okay, um when you are working with your shadow self, you're like, well, Nelly, what do I do to do shadow work? What does that mean? I don't know what you're talking about. You ask yourself these questions. Do I love myself? What have I not forgiven for myself? What have I not forgiven myself for? What regrets do I have? What mistakes do I feel I've made in my life? Am I happy? Do I truly love myself? hmm what am I afraid of? And the part about the mirror exercise is, there was an exercise that I did. I had to write 10 things I love about myself. And when you do those 10 things you love about yourself, you try to repeat it in the mirror. If you have a hard time repeating that to yourself in the mirror, that's definitely a sign that you should be doing more shadow work and doing more healing. Because you should be able to list 10 things you love about yourself quickly without feeling some type of way about it. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about generational trauma. I'm going to assume whoever's going to take this webinar or look at this webinar is African American. And if you're not, just sit down for a second And let me talk to the African American people here. Okay. A lot of things we deal with as African Americans come from generational trauma. All the things that we probably don't even put two and two together starts from slavery. Okay. We all know, I don't have to get into slavery. Okay. We all know. A lot of things, the way we treat each other was based from slavery. So we are literally, and slavery, I know, let's talk about that a little bit. A lot of people say slavery was 400 years. We won our 400 years, but America's only been, it's only been 298 years since the birth of America. So there's no way that slavery was 400 years if America's only less than 300 years old. Just a side note. So, which means slavery was way more closer to us than we think. We're literally, if you're in your 30s, you're the first generation outside of that spectrum of Jim Crow slavery and all of that. So we're healing things that are, slavery was about 90 years. We're healing 90 years of trauma and trying to break that generational curse of trauma that has happened to us all these years. So stay firm in your decision, stay brave, stay healing. And I know it can be scary and it can be a tough thing to put a mirror in your face and literally realize the things that you have to work on. So hang in there. Hang in there. Once I give you all the tools and all the things you need, hang in there. It will get rough. It will get rough. I want you, that's my main thing about this webinar, is to let you guys know that healing yourself is not the easiest thing. And if you decided to heal yourself and go on a spiritual journey, congratulations. Okay, congratulations. Because that's the biggest step you ever can take. So now we're going to get into some fun. I know that all that stuff we just talked about was kind of heavy, but we talked about birth charts earlier, but I want to go into a little more details about birth charts. So this is one of the things that I would definitely start with starting my spiritual journey. The first thing about birth charts is it's all about what the planets were at the time you were born, the day you were born, and all of those things. I know a lot of y'all probably like, oh, I'm a Sagittarius. Oh, I'm a Taurus. Oh, I'm a Capricorn. Oh, I'm a Virgo. But it's more than that. It's about more than that. Everybody has every sign in your birth chart. It just depends on where the sign is. Some people don't have, some people can be more water signs, which is Pisces, Scorpio, and Pisces, Scorpio. I'm missing somebody. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank. Pisces, Cancer. Okay, that's the other water sign. So your birth chart gives you more insight into your personality, your motivations, your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, your best time to manifest. Okay, like once you have it, you can know how to move. It's kind of like a map of how to move in life in order to grow and break generational curses. Okay, your birth chart is also not for an excuse. I know a lot of people like, let's just say, one thing I know about Sagittarius is that we're very much so blunt. So let's just say we're blunt, and then you give yourself the excuse. You say something crazy to somebody, and then you're like, oh, well, I'm just a Sagittarius. So yeah, no. The reason of signs is to have a map of what you have going on and to correct the things from that map. So because you are Sagittarius and you are blunt, that means you need to work on your mouth. It's giving, your birth chart gives you the tools on the things that you need to fix. It's not for an excuse. So hopefully that clears that myth up. Birth charts are very much so important, very much so can help you along your journey. Numerology. I love numbers. We just talked about numbers. We just talked about 4-4. We just talked about synchronicities and things. Numerology in particular, which is my favorite. I love numbers. I'm more of a numbers girl than an astrology girl, because astrology is numbers at the end of the day. Your numerology chart helps you, same thing, with a map of how you move in this world. So if you're seeing numbers like 1111, 1212, these number means things, okay? When you do see 1111, you can break that down further. You can say 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 4. 4 is the number of stability. 4 is the number of setting foundations. 4 is the number of structure. 4 is a number that we dealt with in 2020. Think about that. 2020 was a year of 4, which is all about setting certain foundations for certain things. 2021 was a year of 5, which is all about implementing that changes that you wanted to see from year 4. 2022, the number 6, is all about collaboration, coming together. It's the Lover's card in the tarot deck. It's all about your love language. It's all about mending fences. It's all about making sure relationships are better. Also, last part of your birth chart, your numerology chart, is your life path number. Your life path number is all of your birthday numbers added up together. Your life path number is kind of like saying I'm a Sag, or I'm a Taurus, or I'm a Gemini. It's the same thing. So for 12/20/2022, we will add up 1 plus 2 plus 2. And if we want to kind of go over it, this is where I get this from. So it's 1 plus, go back. It's 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0, which means you'll be a number 9. Number 9 is all about completion. Number 9 can sometimes be selfless. Number 9 is all about endings to new beginnings. So that's how you calculate your birth chart. Your numerology chart, I'm sorry. Let's go to chakras. And let me know if I'm moving too fast, because I feel like I'm just like, doop, 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 doop. We have 24 slides, by the way, so we got 10 more slides. Chakras. Chakra comes from the word Sanskrit. Sanskrit means will. Will is the energy that penetrates throughout our body. So there's different points of your body that definitely changes over time. Different chakra points. Chakras is all about your emotional and mental issues, your body separated from your mind and spirit. All three are intertwined. Chakras can be blocked. Chakras can be open. Chakras can be overactive. Chakras can be underactive. Chakras can be I said blocked. Okay, I said everything. The difference between a blocked and an unblocked chakra could be caused from trauma. So a blocked chakra can be trauma. It could be lack of exercise, lack of self-care. An example of the heart chakra will be that you lose a loved one, and because you're so sad about losing that loved one, you tend to cry more, and you tend to be closed off more. You tend to not love others like you should more. And in this case, a lot of times when our mental isn't right, it can manifest into physical symptoms such as a cold or a flu. So if you've always have been somebody always sick, always sick, always sick, it's probably because your heart chakra is definitely closed, or other chakras. It just depends. Okay, we'll get into it a little bit. So there's 7 chakras, the main chakras. There are actually over 100 and something chakras, but we tend to focus on just 7 main chakras. The first chakra is the root chakra, which starts at the bottom. Okay, we go from bottom to top. Okay, the root chakra is about your trust, stability, and security. And since the root chakra is related to your legs, standing foundation. It goes to tell you about stability, right? We need our legs to stand to be stable. The sacral chakra is all about sex and creativity. The solar plexus chakra is all about wisdom and personal willpower. The heart chakra is all about love and healing. The throat chakra is all about communication. The third eye is all about awareness. The crown chakra is spirituality and as a whole. You're now so spiritually divine that nothing worries you, nothing bothers you. You feel fully in flow and you feel fully connected to spirit. So that's your crown chakra. And when I say crown, this is crown, okay? Third eye is here, throat here, heart here, sacral, solar plexus is around a belly button area. Of course, your sacral chakra, which is your sex, is clearly your private areas. And then your root goes from underneath the private areas on down. Okay. And each one has a different color. The root is red. The sacral is orange. The solar plexus is yellow. The heart is green. The throat is blue. The third eye is kind of bluish turquoise. The crown is purple. So purple theme. Okay. Now, and I wonder if I can make this a little bigger. Let's see. So when I said things can be blocked, balanced, or overactive, here's a couple examples. If you have a blocked root chakra, that means you're more fearful, you're more anxious, you're more unsure, you don't feel financially stable, you feel ungrounded. If it's balanced, you feel safe, you feel secure, you feel grounded, you're a little more happy about life. If it's overactive, you can feel a little more greedy, a little more lusty, a little more aggressive, and a little more cynical. Okay. If your sacral chakra is blocked, you can feel a little low, fear of intimacy, no creativity whatsoever. You want to isolate yourself. Balance chakra, it gives you more passion, more healthy boundaries. You're more optimistic and you're more open to things like coming to How to Start Your Spiritual Journey webinar. Okay. Let's go to another one that you might not think something will happen. So let's say your throat chakra. Your throat chakra, if it's blocked, you cannot express yourself. You cannot speak out. You're very much so misunderstood. Okay. You're not a good listener. You can't communicate correctly. Overactive is you giving your opinion too much, way too much. You're gossipy, talking about people, doing the most with the mouth. Okay. You can yell and just doing a lot with the mouth. Okay, if it's overactive. Another thing about the heart chakra, if it's overactive, that's where that jealousy tends to come in at. That's where you become codependent on others. That's when it comes you be self-sacrificing yourself too much for other people, is when your heart chakra is overactive. Okay, and this is just a little more about chakras and the actual words. So if you're doing a chakra meditation, a lot of times you can say stuff like Maladara and keep repeating the word Maladara as you're meditating. And as you're doing that, that helps you work on your root chakra. So this is just more information about the root chakra that we don't have to fully go through. Okay, so you have to find what practices work for you. Like I said earlier, this is all about getting to know you and yourself and what you like. Your spiritual journey is getting to know yourself over and over and over again. Okay. So, what you like now in this time, in this space, could change. So, I did want to give you guys a few suggestions on practices that you may want to adopt that are aligned with spirituality. So, you can meditate. You can freeform journal. Freeform journaling is literally just pulling out the journal and writing. No topic, no anything. You're just writing what's on your mind. And once you start, it tends to, the paper tends to fill up. Okay. You start writing and writing and writing and writing. And next thing you know, then you done wrote 2-3 pages. Especially if you're dealing with things that are heavy. It helps you have an outlet to take everything off of your mind and put it into the physical world to let, God, spirit, universe know that you're ready to start letting go of some of these things that are on your mind. So I really am a fan of journaling. That's like one of my favorites. Um, but journaling assignments, when I say journaling assignments, that means you have journaling prompts. Prompts like, how do I feel about myself? Prompts like, what mistakes I feel like I made in my life? Prompts like, am I happy? Different journal exercises that are way more tailored to a specific subject. Breath work. Breath work has been known to help people calm down. Breath work helps people who can't meditate. Breath work is another form of meditation, but breath work is a little more intense. And I feel like for me personally, breath work helps me hone in and feel more closer to spirit. Spirit, God, universe, whatever, you believe in. Reading books. I know a lot of us don't like to read sometimes, but reading books is another form of a spiritual practice. And it doesn't matter what book you read, it's still something that gives you something to do, something you're learning, and something that helps you out. You can do yoga. Yoga definitely helps move energy through your body. It helps with moving and aligning those chakras as well. Spiritual baths, my favorite, again, second favorite. Spiritual baths, you can have all kinds of spiritual baths, okay? There are so many different kinds. You can have a spiritual bath to cleanse your aura. You can have a spiritual bath to get money. You can have a spiritual bath for protection. You can have a spiritual bath for love. You can have a spiritual bath just to relax. You can have a spiritual bath for all kinds of things, okay? Candle magic. I'm into candles. I love candle magic. Candle magic is literally taking the intentions that you want and see for yourself and bringing it into the physical world to manifest those intentions. No, you don't need to use candles to manifest intentions. But for me, it makes me feel like I'm actually doing more work in order to manifest. Um, in order to manifest in the physical world. It makes me feel like I'm actually doing something. It gives me more of a physical feeling versus the spiritual. Because yes, you can manifest spiritually. However, if we feel like we're doing something, I took this spiritual bath and I did a little candle. You feel like you're doing something. You feel like you're doing your work, okay? Working with deities. For me, I know some of y'all probably heard about Oshun, Yemaya, Shango, Ganesh, Buddha. These are called deities. God is also a deity. Okay? For me, and I'm going to give a little story. One of my friends decided she wanted to conjure up Oshun. Okay? I don't know why. However, she decided she wanted to conjure up Oshun. She decides she conjures up Oshun. Oshun comes. And Oshun is like, go. What do you want? What's going on? Then after that, she felt like she was being spiritually attacked. All right. If you are going to work with a deity and you have no research about these deities, please, please do not go working with deities without having the proper steps and the proper research and the proper people. Because people like Oshun, those spirits, you have to go through somebody who's an ordained priestess to even work with certain deities. Some people you have to go through several channels before you start working with deities. So before you start talking about I did spirituality and I'm not doing spirituality no more because demons was coming hunt me and I feel cursed and I feel hexed and all of that. Nobody told you to go conjuring up spirits. Okay? Another thing you can do is work with archangels. There's archangels like Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Ariel, Archangel Metatron, Archangel So many different ones. So many different archangels. For me personally, I worked with Archangel Michael. And when I decided to work with Archangel Michael basically changed my life. I pretty much, y'all are the first people to hear about this. But when I was down and out, and I was broke, and I was on my butt, I decided to work with Archangel Michael. The thing I did, and I'll try to keep it short, is this Archangel Michael prayer that you do every Tuesday for 7 weeks. And you basically pray and light candles for the most part. I asked for specific things. One thing I asked for a job where I love it, a job where I have an amazing boss, a job where I have good coworkers, a job where I felt like I can grow. I was very specific. That's one thing I asked for. Everything I asked for literally came into fruition shortly after those 7 weeks, down to a science. So if you are manifesting, if you are starting a journey, make sure you're very, very, very specific. Make sure you read it out first, because whatever you ask for, you will get. You can't go back and be like, oh, I forgot to say this. Oh, dang, I should have said this or that or that. Whenever you're setting intentions, whether you're working with Archangel Michael or anybody else, whenever you're trying to manifest, whenever you're trying to set intentions, be very, very, very specific. Okay? In order to manifest. So those are a few practices that you can get into. Those are a few practices that I have personally done. I have never worked with deities. Once again, I have never worked with deities, and I don't advise you working with deities without doing research, period. Now, divination and spiritual tools. This is going to be the things that's in your toolbox for starting your spiritual journey. Angel numbers, okay? They're going to come. You're going to see angel numbers everywhere. I just got a text from one of my friends, and she texted when we were at the 440 mark. I don't know if y'all saw that. 40, it was 4040 again. So 4040 is our number tonight, okay? 4040 is definitely that goyle tonight, okay? So sage. What is sage? Sage, outside of spiritual reasons, sage can actually help purify the air in your home. Sage is used for protection. Sage is used for cleansing. Sage is used for before your spiritual baths. Sage can be used in your food. Sage is like that girl, okay? Along with Palo Santos. I like to combine my sage with Palo Santos. Sage is like bleach. So let's say you go around your home and you're saging. You're literally clearing out all energy. So it's like bleaching the energy in your life. I mean, in your life and your house, both. I like to take the sage and go back with Palo Santos, because Palo Santos bring in more sweet vibes, more calm vibes. It's replacing the negative with the positive. So I like to combine sage and Palo Santos together. I don't use one without the other, unless I'm using like a money sage, or a sage with lavender, or a sage that has rosemary, or a sage that has peppermint. That means you have bust of both worlds. You're cleaning and sweetening at the same time. Florida water. I wish I had the bottle here. Florida water. Florida water is the best tool ever. I use Florida water for my spiritual baths. I use Florida water in my mop water when I'm mopping my house. So as I'm mopping, I'm cleansing energy out of my house. I use Florida water to spray over. Let's just say you have a toxic work environment and you're in there and the people just a hot mess. Or even if you're working from home and you have crazy coworkers or a boss or whatever, I would take the Florida water, put it in a spray bottle, and when I log on to work, spray around my computer, spray around my aura, okay? Spray yourself in order to bring in good energy, calmness, and the vibes, okay? And the smell is definitely amazing. Okay. The smell is the smell. You ain't even gonna be mad about spraying the Florida water, okay? Because it's a vibe. Crystals. Crystals are come from the earth. Crystals are crystallized deep down. And y'all know diamonds. Pressure builds diamonds. Diamonds are made the same way as crystals. You have to dig them up, get them out of the crevices of mountains. So whatever you use crystals, it's all about the energies, right, of the crystal. The energy that the crystals bring. One is amethyst. So let's say you get amethyst, which is purple. Amethyst is all about protection, love, and keeping you sober. So that's what I mean when I say the energies. It helps you with different vibes and energies. There's one crystal called rose quartz, and the rose quartz crystal help you with love. So if you carry the rose quartz with you, or you put it in a certain spot of your home, it helps the love energy to flow out through your home. For me, in my home, I definitely make crystal grids. If you have a crystal like citrine, which is spelled CINTRINE, you can take citrine and put in the furthest left corner of your home to keep money coming into your house. Okay, the coins. And to make sure money don't leave your house. Okay, you're not exhausting the money. So these are different things that crystals can do while vibing. There's a crystal for each chakra. If you're trying to cleanse a chakra, like we talked about earlier, you're trying to balance that chakra. You can use crystals in your hands while meditating. You can use crystals there's a crystal for traveling. So if you got a tiger's eye and you know you're going to travel, carry that tiger's eye for protection and safe travels. So these are the things that crystals do for you. Altars. Everybody doesn't have to have an altar. I personally don't have an altar. However, I do want an altar. And what an altar is all about is setting it up for your ancestors. So, or if you ever heard of a prayer closet, or if you ever saw Tina Turner, What's Love Got to Do with It? And she went to that little space and opened her thing up and yum yum hum ring and cured. That was her altar. Okay. So your altar is the place you go to pray, to honor your ancestors, for manifestation. You can have a money altar, you can have an ancestor altar, you can have a career altar. There's different altars that you have, but the most popular is the ancestor altar. Now, when I say ancestor altar, that means you're taking a altar to honor your past loved ones. So if you had a grandmother and then your grandmother passed away, you can take that altar and have a picture of your past loved one, let's just say a grandmother, and have that picture there. You're going to have to need the 4 elements. When I say 4 elements, earth, air, fire, water. So on an altar, you can have a chalice of water, your crystals or plant, because crystals are earth. Air is incense, and fire, you can have a candle. Okay, have those 4 elements on your altar. Pray to your ancestors. And we'll talk about ancestors in a second. You can have ancestor money that you burn at your altar, and I guess we can go into ancestors. Your ancestors are here to help you as you're along your spiritual journey. You get to know your ancestors as well. Your ancestors are here to help you. When I say ancestors, this is your past loved ones. Okay. Yes, you can have a guardian angel as well. Guardian angels are different from your ancestors. Everybody has a guardian angel. Everybody. But your ancestors are your past loved ones. If you go to them with request, let's say you write out a petition to get a new job, right? You can go to your altar, or you can or talk to your ancestors and say, hey, I'm looking to get a new job. Ancestors, please help me. Thank you, grandma. Okay. You get to know them, and you get to know that their protection. You get to see the things they bless you with. Sometimes I go to my ancestors. I write my petition on some ancestor money, and then I burn that ancestor money in hopes to receive things from my ancestors that I request. Now, we probably have to do a whole nother webinar on how to work with your ancestors and go into the details of that. But this is just giving you an idea of how to work with your ancestors. Incense. I know some of us grew up in Black homes where there were incense and we didn't know what was going on with the incense. We just used the incense for smelling purposes, right? You can actually manifest with incense. You can use incense as air energy. There's money incense. There's incense for chakras. There's incense for meditation. There's incense for love. There's incense for everything. So if you're just kind of want to test things out with this spiritual world or manifesting anything in the spiritual world, you can get incense and start there. It's an easy start. Go get you a money drawing incense and set your intentions to draw money in, okay? Put it around your aura, put it around your house, whatever you need. The incense actually help. We're going to talk about oracle cards. Oracle cards are different from tarot cards, and I apologize, but I actually want to grab these cards to show you guys the difference. So give me 1 second. I apologize. Okay, sorry guys, I'm back. Sorry, but I wanted to make sure I had a prompt. So, oracle cards. Oracle cards are literally just little messages to help you along your journey. They're literally little things little messages to help you. So, 1 second again. Okay, sorry. Okay, so an example. This is a deck of oracle cards. As you can see, oracle cards. Sorry about the rain in the background. It's raining cats and dogs out here. And at the end of this, I'm going to do a mini reading. So stay on so that whatever messages you need tonight will come through. So hang in here for your mini reading. And this is going to be for all of us at the end. So let's see. Oracle cards be in your face. This one says, dietary change. This one is all about realizations and epiphanies, which we talked about earlier, of synchronicities. So oracle cards give you little tiny messages. Tarot cards tarot cards is more of an art. Anybody can read tarot, but not everybody can have intuition along with tarot. So tarot cards are 78 cards in a deck. 21 cards are major arcana, and then the rest of the cards, 40-something cards, are minor arcana. And when I say major and minor arcana, I mean if you ever played spades, pity pat, or you ever had a deck of cards, you know that each deck has two jokers, a big joker and a little joker. And then you have your diamonds, you have your clubs, you have your hearts, and you have your spades. In a tarot deck, it is set up the same way. Your diamonds are the pentacles in a deck. Let me pull that up. One sec. Well, let's start with what I'm seeing a lot of. Your cup. Y'all see that looks like a cup? Your cups are the heart card in a normal playing card deck. Your, what else? Let me find some. A lot of cups keep coming up. Okay. Your knives or swords are the diamonds in the deck. I'm sorry, it's the spades of the deck. Okay. Your pentacles, as you can see, it kind of look like money. Those are the diamonds. And then, and each is earth, air, fire, water. So earth is the pentacles, air is the swords, fire is the wand, and cups are your water. I didn't show y'all the wands. The wands are the clubs of a regular playing card deck. Okay, so those are the wands. Tarot, each card means something different. Each card represents something different. Sometimes you can tell what it means based off the picture, but if you're going to get into tarot cards, definitely it's more on using your intuition and what you think these pictures mean for you. So that's a little bit about tarot cards. Candle magic. Candle magic is taking what you want to manifest and putting it into the physical world. So if you want to manifest money, there's money candles. Okay, you can light a money candle. And money candle, have it for 7 days, and you write what a petition underneath it. And when I think I said petition a lot of times and didn't really explain what a petition is. A petition is basically writing your intentions. What do you want to manifest into your life? That is a petition. You can also script. Scripting is basically writing your story. I'm in my house with my new man. We have a yacht. We have a jet. We're about to go on a trip. Like, you can literally write your story, and you have, as you're writing, you feel it. You feel the feelings of how it feels to have a yacht, how it feels to have a great man, how it feels to be in the best relationship of your life. Those things. Try to feel those vibes. You put that under your candle. You feel me? You light your candle, let it burn for 7 days. Trust me, it will manifest. I have an ebook on candle magic that goes more into details. However, depending on how your candle burned, depending on how the wax looked afterwards, depending on how clear your glass is, depends on how fast it will manifest, or if it's blocked, or if you have to wait a little longer. So get the Candle Magic ebook to go into super details, but that's a little bit tidbit about candle magic. Pendulums, the things you guys see that be, back and forth. I'm not a big fan of pendulums, but pendulums does help some people. You can use those in order to try to see what's going on in your life as well, kind of like using oracle cards or tarot cards. Palm readings. Every line in your hand means something. There's a lifeline. Okay, there's a line for your heart. There's a line for everything in your hands. You can get into palm readings, Ouija boards. Some people like to find out anything through Ouija boards, want to talk to their past loved ones or whatever via Ouija board. So it's different things that you can get into. Divination and spiritual tools wise. And this is just a short list of things. It's a ton more of things that we can do, but I just wanted to sum it up to make it shorter and to make sure we can kind of go over things and not be on here for 4 hours. So here we go. Step-by-step guide on how to start this journey. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for putting yourself into positions that you didn't want to be in. Forgive yourself for messing with this person knowing that it didn't want no good for you. Forgive yourself for not doing what you feel like you wanted to do in your life. Forgive yourself. Stop being so hard on yourself. Stop talking down on yourself. Forgive yourself. Okay? Be open to healing. In order to even come into a class like this or a webinar like this, you had to be open to the idea of this. So you have to be open for anything and don't shut nothing down. You feel me? You have to be open. All right. Take accountability for your actions. You have to take accountability. You have to take accountability for putting yourself in certain positions. You have to take accountability for not setting boundaries. You have to put yourself in a position to let your ego pipe down. What is it going to take for you to pipe it down? Okay? Pipe it down. Period. Take accountability. Take accountability. You are at where you're at in your life because of you. Nobody else. Okay? Next, I will pull my birth chart. You can go on astro.com or Cafe Astrology. Cafe Astrology is a little more of an easier read to me, in my opinion, but they do not give you your Chiron. I know y'all have no idea what that is right now, but your Chiron is another aspect of your birth chart, and Cafe Astrology doesn't let you know what your Chiron is. So that's why I go to astro.com to get mine. So pull your birth chart. Then after you pull your birth chart, I need you to go pull your numerology report. And that's also on cafeastrology.com. Get a reading. If you're open, first vet a good reader, because you don't want to just go to anybody. I've had my fair share of going to certain readers and it didn't work out. And this is the same for therapy. If you're deciding to go to therapy, vet your therapist out. If you have a therapist and that first therapist just not doing it for you, find another one. It's a journey of finding your people. Just like you had to find your hairstylist, just like you had to find your dentist, just like you had to find your doctor. Vet people. Don't just trust and get a reading from anybody. Y'all all know I do readings. My book's not open right now. However, they will be open soon, but they're just not open right now. So I definitely do readings if you're interested. I feel like everybody on here has had a reading from me anyway, so this is for the people who might catch the playback. Okay. Start working on your chakras, starting with the root chakra. We already went over chakras earlier. Go back, take a screenshot of those things I did, and I'm actually gonna send out the recording of this. So just go back and pull your see what your chakras are doing. Okay. This part is hard, and this is more like a homework assignment that we talked about, but sometimes we have to write letters to people who have disappointed us. Okay. We have to write letters to ourselves. We have to write letters to anybody that has harmed or hurted us in the past, or write a letter just to write, free form write. What I like to do, and things that I have written letters about, was definitely something that's typical. It was a past relationship that I was in, and I decided to write a letter to these people explaining exactly how I felt. I wrote letters for my parents. I didn't have the best relationship with my parents growing up, so I decided to write a letter to say every single thing I wanted to say, very much disrespectfully, okay? And when I say it was disrespectfully, it's because I knew they were not going to read this letter. It just was for me to get things out in open, okay? You can burn that letter when you're done to let the universe know, I want to release this. I'm done with this. I'm out of this. I didn't wrote about it. I didn't got it out. I didn't say what I feel. Even after you write the letter, I will read it to myself in a mirror. We talked about the mirror exercises earlier. Read it back to yourself in the mirror. Go off on the people who have hurt you in the mirror. Dot, 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 dot. You a pop, pop, pop. Okay? Go off on them. Get it out. Say how you feel. And if you feel inclined to, tell these people about how you feel. If you're feeling froggy, jump. Okay? Next, I would start meditating or doing breath work or doing yoga or finding the thing that's going to work for you. Start completing journal exercises. We talked about that. Seek professional help. Get you a coach. Get you a therapist. Get you a reader. Okay? Spend more time in nature. Nature heals all wounds, and nature never lies. Nature does not lie. Y'all hear the rain outside? It ain't lying. It let me know it's raining and the world need to be cleansed and released. Spend more time in nature. Catch a sunset. Catch a sunrise. Go outside and see what the full moon looks like. Go outside and see what the crescent moon looks like. Sometimes it's hard for us to see the stars, but heck, go outside and see the stars. Move your body. Go take nature walks. Go on a walk. Exercise more. The more you work on your mind, body, and soul, the more your spiritual self begin to be aligned and put you in position to get the abundance that you deserve and that you were put here for in the first place. Because all of us were put here to live an abundant life, but we seem to get worried and stressed and have all these other things that is in our way, and then you block all your blessings. You block all your blessings. Just block it. Okay? Take a spiritual bath. A spiritual bath for whatever reason you need. I personally like to start with aura cleansing baths. If I'm starting a spiritual journey, I want to cleanse my aura of all the old baggage that I'm trying to help release, heal, and at least maintain. Because some things never go away, right? Like, you're going to always have certain vibes about things, but you don't let the habit hinder you from living the life you want to live, okay? We're at my resource page with me. We're wrapping it up. Resources that I have used are people who I have come encounter with, and I don't see one person on this list that I have. Oh, yes, I do. Okay, so YouTube people that I followed along my journey was Conjure Queen, Infinite Waters, Tatiana Tarot, Dane Calloway, Bahati Life. Different podcasts that I have listened to is Therapy for Black Girls, Dropping Gems with Debbie Brown. I've also taken courses with Debbie Brown, and I've also she works for Deepak Chopra, so she does meditations for free. And if you guys follow the Chopra app or Chopra on Instagram, Chopra, they do free meditations in the morning, as well as Londrell, the artist. And I think that's spelled Londrelle. He does free meditations as well. Malik T. Lee, if you're trying to get your business together, she's all about business and making sure that she tells you how she got to be a multimillionaire on her own by starting a new subscription-based business. And she also drops gems on life as well. Quote of the Day Show. The Quote of the Day Show I listen to every morning personally. It's just a 10-minute podcast, some type of motivational speech, some type of something that's going to help you. When I first started my journey, Oprah Super Soul Sunday had just started. Now she turned it into a podcast that's called Oprah Super Soul Conversations. And it's basically the show within podcast form. She talks about a lot of things with spirituality. She had people like Deepak Chopra on there, TD Jakes. It's all kind of motivational speeches, tools, and resources as well. And I also listen to the Little Juju podcast. If you ever want to know about or the things into it, it actually helps you learn a little more about hoodoo and the hoodoo culture. You don't have to participate in it. I feel like she drops other gems outside of hoodoo that actually helps as well. She just had a guy on who went over numerology in more details. That was another podcast she did. So these are the resources that I have mainly pretty much used. I feel like I may be missing people on here, but this just gives you guys an idea of the resources and the tools that I have used. All the books that I have read, for the most part, this is not all of them, okay? Can I move me over here? Can I move me? Let's see. Okay, maybe not. Okay, I've read Instinct by T.D. Jakes. I've read What You Think of Me Is None of My Business. Very good book. The book I also suggested earlier was All About Love by Bell Hooks. Sacred Woman by Queen Afra. The Power of Psalms, powerful book. Jambalaya, which helped me learn more about New Orleans culture, more about hoodoo culture, more about voodoo culture, more about all kinds of culture. If you're ready to start using herbs and candles and baths and all kind of things, you know, all of the teams. The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, probably one of the best books. I would say if you don't get any other book on this list, definitely get the Four Agreements and the Seven Healing Chakras, as well as the 7 Powers of Success by Deepak Chopra. But if you just want to start, I will probably start with Deepak Chopra's book, The 7 Powers of Success, and then I'll move on to that Miguel Ruiz with the 4 Agreements. And listen, it'll get you right. I use Astrology 101. Think and Grow Rich is another book if you just want to manifest your business, you want to manifest like more of a career path type book. Okay. And let's see, my last slide. All right, girl, we ended. We're done. I feel like I've been talking forever. I am going to do a little mini reading for us. But is there any questions on anything that I have went over while I take a sip? And I'll give it a minute. But if not, I'm going to start the reading for who's ever in the building tonight. Ooh. I'm going to actually read these two. I was going to put them back in the deck. But it must mean something. I feel like the message is very much needed for that. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So let me shuffle all the cards. Okay. Let's get into the reading. Okay. Let me shuffle all the cards. And I'm gonna try not to take up all your time because we already been here for an hour. And I thank y'all so much for being here. It makes me happy. And I know other people just want to catch the playback, so I am going to send a playback to others. Ooh. Maybe 3 cards. Literally, this is the Bible. 3. 3 cards flew out. 3 cards. Okay. All right. I'm going to use a couple decks, so y'all give me a second. Give me a sec. Ooh. Woo! Now, for these readings, I usually will have something like my Florida water, my sage, or my Palo Santo to cleanse the cards, okay? Because I'm about that cleanse life. But I did cleanse before I got on here tonight. All right. Oh, okay. I'm loving what I'm seeing so far, guys. I'm loving what I'm seeing. But just know, I'm about to be running it, okay? Running it. All right. And also, this deck in particular is from Debbie Brown. the person that I said, check out her podcast. It's a vibe, okay? Her podcast is a vibe. And these are affirmation cards. So I'll read these at the end. Oh, well, that flew out. 1 sec. Okay. Here we go. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this little tongue lashing? Okay. This tongue lashing. Because I feel like I'm about to go off. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. So the 2 cards that fell on the floor earlier that I was thinking about shuffling back in the deck, and I'm glad I'm not. We got the 2 of Wands, which I already told y'all were the clubs of a regular playing deck. We got the 8 of Cups, which I told y'all were the emotions. And we got a major arcana card, which is like the jokers of the deck, which is Judgment. And I actually want to zoom in on this. Do y'all see that these are kind of coffins? And can you see that these people are rising up from the coffin? And then you see the trumpet blowing, and you see the plus sign. This lets me know that y'all are ready to heal. Y'all are ready to change your life. Y'all are ready to wake up. Wake up! Y'all been hearing too many people talking about they woke. You've been hearing too many people talking about this spiritual journey, and you were curious, and now you're like, you know what? I think I want to go deeper on my spiritual journey. I think I want to go deeper into rebirthing myself. I think I want to go deeper into getting to know myself. I think I want to go deeper so that I can feel better about life, so that I can become whole. This is all about rebirth. Rebirthing yourself. Doing things that you love. Getting more into your bag. Okay? I'm pausing because I want you to understand and feel that. Two of Wands. This is all about making the decisions that you need to make. This is about knowing that whatever you want to happen in your life will happen once you make the choice. Stop starting and stopping. Stop starting and stopping. Stop starting and stopping. The world is in his hands. You have all the tools you need to manifest anything you want into your life. You have to believe it. You have to believe in yourself. And you have to make the choice to leave old things behind. You have to make the choice to rebirth yourself. The rebirth process is not easy. The leaving things behind is not easy. The getting out of the old mindset you had is not easy. The getting into balance is not easy. The leaving the person you need to leave is not easy. The leaving the job you need to leave is not easy. To leave the mindset of negativity alone is not easy. But it is time to leave that stuff behind. It's time to go on to rebirth yourself. And it's time to choose. Choose you. Choose you. It's time to let other people's burdens go. It is time to let other people's burdens go. Because it has nothing to do with your life. If it has nothing to do with your life, let it go. If it doesn't involve you directly, let it go. Stop trying to help Susie. Stop trying to help Kevin. Stop trying to help Keisha down the street. I told y'all I felt like this reading was about to be serious. I felt it. I felt it. Walk away. Okay? As you're walking away, it's going to take patience, my love. It's going to take patience. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself. Take it easy, my girl. Take it easy. Hey. Take it easy. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to be aggravated. The things you need to leave ain't going to be easy. So you got to be patient. You got to be patient. Stop talking negative to yourself. Because you're what? You're learning. I'm teaching right now. You're learning. I'm teaching right now. You're learning. You're learning yourself. You're learning what you like. You're learning what you don't like. You're learning what you want to deal with and what you don't want to deal with. You're learning. It's a learning process. Growing pains is a such thing. There's a such thing as growing pains. As you are spiritually growing, come on somebody. You're going to experience dealing with adult children, childish people. You're going to start noticing the childishness a lot more than you normally noticed it. Other people, when you are on your spiritual journey, you got to teach other people how to treat you along your journey. And some people will be petty. All right, I just said you need to move. Okay, I said you need to move your body. And guess what we got? Body changes. Okay? Body changes. Now, what I'm going to do for us is I'm going to read spiritual growth and I'm going to read body changes. But I'm going to start with spiritual growth. So, a little shingering. Okay. Spiritual growth. This card signifies that a change that you're currently in the midst of is a part of your spiritual growth. It will bring about great blessings, even if it challenges you. Okay? As the experience comes to a conclusion, you will know that you're very strong indeed. In fact, this situation will push you to leave. Leave behind your comfort zone. You'll reach deep inside to your reservoir of strength that you didn't know you even had. As you keep going through the shadow side, the shadow work, the tough things, you will realize that, oh my God, I could have been on this journey, but I was just so scared. I didn't want to be sad. I didn't want to be depressed, but I could have been did this journey. Their strength, your strength will be both peaceful and powerful. And it helps you learn new life lessons. Okay. And back to what I kept saying the whole time, as well as let go old pain. Forgive your past. I repeat it, forgive yourself 8 times for a reason. That's the hard part. Body changes. This card guides you to focus on changes in your body so that you can influence in a healthy direction. It is time to take charge of your own health and remain optimistic. After all, the butterfly shows us the powerful of going through physical changes. birthing yourself from the cocoon. Because right now, when you start your spiritual journey, you're in the cocoon, okay? The hardest part for a butterfly to do is to get out of that cocoon when the wings are so big. It's a hard process. Y'all ever saw a video of a butterfly trying to get out of its cocoon? It's serious. It's a serious situation. You've been holding in yourself as this beautiful butterfly, but you've been holding in, scared to flap your wings to get out of the cocoon. Okay? Okay, here we go. Sorry. I feel like I'm going in. After all, butterfly shows us the power of going through physical changes as they're entering into the crystallized phase. You are undergoing a similar preparation stage, which you will begin to bring blessings and new strength and new insights. Whether your body changes are a result of getting older, your aging process, your medical history, your lifestyle, this card reminds you that you have many opportunities available. Give yourself permission to take positive and helpful actions and steps to support physical changes and your physical well-being. Now, by you doing that and focus on that, we come here. Because we all want happy endings. We all want happy endings. And I'm actually going to read her. She's number 93 for my number people. 9 and 3 is 11. I'm sorry, it's 12, which is 3. And 3 is all about the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, okay? All right. This card serves as confirmation that a very happy ending is right around the corner. Even if it seems ludicrous or impossible, at the present moment in time, a favorable outcome awaits you as well as within your reach. Since you attract what you are, you bring yourself to good fortune. When you're happy. Therefore, you will attract your positive outcomes sooner by being more joyous now. This is by acting as if what you want is already here. By drawing this card, you're being encouraged to focus on the majority of your attention on the outcome you desire. Your mindset, back to that mindset, back to checking out the secret. Because whatever your mind thinks, that's what you manifest. Okay? Since you attract what you think, wow, I didn't even know that was the next sentence. When you focus on your dreams, you can make those dreams come true. Back to whatever you want in this world can manifest. In order to improve your current situation, you have been asked to adjust to the rhythms of life and cycles that are leading you towards a very happy ending. Be grateful for the happiness to come and remain optimistic and hopeful at all times because it only gets better from here. You were mere moments. You are mere moments. You are mere moments. You are mere moments. You are mere moments away from the outcome you deserve. Period. And I hear the geese in the background for the confirmation. Y'all can hear that? I hope y'all hear that too. Last 2 cards, and then we're going to roll up out this joint. Is our affirmation cards. So, first one looks like this. Second one looks like this. And I'm going to read them. The affirmations tonight and to roll off for is I boldly move through life because I understand the power I hold inside. Back to getting to know you and knowing who you are and knowing what you want out of life and knowing what you feel. I boldly move through life because I understand the power I hold inside. I boldly move through life because I understand the power I hold inside. And I'm going to type that for the people in the back. I boldly move through life because I understand. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Okay. I understand. Okay. The power I hold inside. Boom. That's what that looks like. Second one. I share my light with others and I attract their light in return. I share my light with others and I attract their light in return. Let's write that. I share my light with others and in return, I attract their light. Light attracts light, and dark is more attracted to you when you're on your spiritual journey. So I'm going to end with that for sure. When you're on your spiritual journey, you will attract a lot of energy vampires. They will try to suck the light from you. So knowing that you're going to be in a more light stage, if you ever saw the bugs that are attracted to light, that's how it's going to be. So be prepared to not share your energy with people who don't bring that light back to you. If somebody is dimming your light or you feel like you need to dim your light for someone, it ain't a go. So, all right, guys, that concludes this webinar. I'm so happy I finally did this. And I'm so grateful for everybody who's here and everybody who's going to be here. Shout out to anybody who's catching the replay. I mess with you. But I hope this helped. I hope all of this talking helped in some kind of way. And I hope to see you guys in the near future. If you're interested in booking a reading with me, definitely reach out to me on my Instagram, Closet Cure. So my Instagram is at Closet Cure. If you're interested in a reading. If this is a replay and my books are open, go on the website and book you an appointment. Okay? Thank you, guys. Thank you. See y'all later. Peace.